She has defeated Alice Lee today with the white pieces, a successful defense of the black pieces. That will be it for the event. Alice Lee with her back against the wall. And of course, we have the 8-time U.S. Women's Champion, Irina Krush, here with Cristian.
Irina, first of all, congratulations. Such a dominant display. You played the same, or at least you hinted that you want to get a similar structure. And then she surprised you with this move, D4. Did you anticipate that?
Yeah, well, I did make a little change for this game because instead of B3, I played G3. So that was a little bit of an innovation. Yeah, you know, when you play openings like that, you give your opponent like a wide berth of how to play, right? It's very non-forcing play. So, you know, your preparation is more like general, you know, what kind of positions you would like to get into. Did she surprise me with D4? I mean, not so much, although I do think after A6, actually, yes, the fact that she has the pawn on A6, you know, basically it's a loss of a tempo for black, right? And in fact, like, I think black was playing down many tempos in this position in general.
She also played this move H6.
Right, you know, which in general, it has a point to it, right? Like, she doesn't want to play knight f6, bishop g5, but of course, it's kind of suspicious to be giving up that many tempos with black because, yeah, she's trying to avoid the trade of pieces here, which I definitely would have played bishop g5.
But you would not, or would
I would have.
I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So when she played h6, I mean, I wasn't shocked, but I definitely felt like it was a bit kind of dubious. This type of play with just too many tempos given by black. Like, yeah, there's a6, h6, and the tempo that black loses on having played bishop c5. Because once I play bishop a3 and we get a trade, that's like 3 tempos, and it's black is playing, you know, with the black pieces. So that's really a boatload of tempos that white has to play this Benoni structure.
And you, by definition, therefore, you're going to get in this queenside play, which is exactly what happened. And then when she played G5,
big
you
move,
understood
yeah?
Alice was completely on the wrong script. G5 is just another loss of tempo.
Honestly, it's not a move that I considered at all. You know, when I saw it, I mean, again, I wasn't shocked. I thought, okay, maybe she's, you know, she's trying to play more aggressively. But, you know, it's hard to be aggressive from a less developed position.
Exactly.
So I wasn't like very worried about this move. Knight g6, and I think this was actually my one big moment of the game, which was quite cute. After I played c5, yeah, after c5, and then I had this big think about what to do, you know, because yeah, she's trying to go like on b5, knight c7, and basically saying, okay, well, no big deal. C5 pawn is hanging. Yeah. And so I really had to figure out what to do with my knights, right, in this position. You don't want to play with this passive knight on c2 for too long. But on the other hand, black is threatening g4. And I actually thought on knight a3, she might go g4. Big, you know, moment as well, because now you have to figure out where you're putting your knight. I was actually probably going to go to h4, Yasser.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that would have stirred the pot a great deal.
It's interesting, knight takes h4, you know, g takes, and she really has to stop me from getting into c4, so she has to play bishop e6.
Okay.
So this position, I don't know, I thought it was, you know, unclear.
Right.
On one hand, she can't really castle short. That's an issue. So her king is stuck in the center too. On the other hand, you know, she's pretty strong in the center, but kind of like if I had to say intuitively, I would feel that I'm doing pretty well here.
Okay, but at least in this case, it's a full throttled fight, and what happened in the game was just one goal, and it was you were making all of the moves.
Yeah.
G4 might have been the moment for her.
Yeah,
because
as soon as I played queen b2, that was kind of my concept that if she doesn't play g4, I'm going to have now this beautiful square on d2 for my knight. So all of my knights are, you know, all 2 of them
are working.
Yeah.
Are working very, very
And a5,
nice.
you know, it's interesting. Like when she played this move, of course I had foreseen it, but like when she played it, I was like, did I miss something? Did I miss that she's getting some counterplay with like queen e7 and maybe taking on c5? But then I was like, no, my initial impression was right. Like she cannot really open up the queen side with her knight on g6, right? Because basically playing down a piece on the queen side. And so after knight b5, even if she goes queen e7 and I take on a5, she cannot really take on c5 because there's also knight c7, kind of small, tricky move.
Yes, Alejandro had mentioned that as well, that there's this nasty fork
that
she's facing. It's all falling apart for Black at this point, though, because you're playing on the theater where you have a majority, and all of your pieces are working, and the knight on g6 is a piece down.
Yeah, that's how I like Yasser.
Yes.
All my pieces working.
Exactly. Very good. And I must say, the rest of the game, unfortunately, we won't show it just out of respect for Alice's fans. But at 12 years old, she got to the final, so we respect that. But here she looked like a 12-year-old. You made her look bad at this game.
Yeah, well, you know, she had a very tough day yesterday.
She did.
Right, and so that's
All
a
the
very
way to the Armageddon.
important factor. I mean,
Right.
I'm not like surprised that the game went like this, because you just have to really think about it in the context of like what a nerve-wracking day she had yesterday, how she, you know, it looked like she was going to win the match pretty easily. Then she loses again, that she's about to be kicked out of the tournament, and she
Right.
came back from that. So she just had a very difficult day.
Right.
It's hard to maintain your energy, right? Like
Sure.
she plays such a day, and then she has to prepare again against me, and you know, it's just difficult, I think, energetically. I think that's the way I understand this.
And as you described it too in a previous interview, you got that extra free day waiting for your challenger to appear in the final. So very, very good day for you. I mean, an ideal day, perfect day. You'll
Yeah.
have to defend the black pieces tomorrow to win the title.
Yeah, I feel, you know, one of the nice things is actually, I was going into this match like without feeling any sort of stress at all. You know, not because I don't care about how I finish the tournament, but because, you know, it's kind of like a luxury to play an event without that feeling of stress. You know, when like most of my tournaments the last couple of years, they tend to be like big, high stakes events, you know, like national championships or events for the team. And so it's hard to just kind of relax and enjoy playing, you know, when the result is so important. And here it was like I reached a point in the tournament where it's kind of like in the show, I Want to Be a Millionaire, right? Like you've gotten the 500,000, and now you can play for the million, but you don't risk anything. You don't risk that, you know, that amount. So it's like now I can just enjoy playing.
Well, very good luck for you tomorrow as you round out your tournament. Very
Thank you.
well done,
Thank you, yes.
Irina.
Irina just keeps showing why